Hey, friendo, Steve here. Still no Larson, and we're on the road to actually, no, this is the go home for Bound for Glory. This is the last episode of Impact Wrestling before Bound for Glory, which is this Sunday. So today I'm going to run down the show. It was heavy on recaps. We had a couple of wrestling matches. And then I'm going to give you my predictions for who I think is going to go over at Bound for Glory. I'm probably going to watch it, probably not going to live stream my reactions because, I don't know, unless a bunch of you are going to be watching the show and am interested in me live streaming. I mean, I guess I could. In any event, the show kicked off with, again, lots of video packages and recaps in this episode. It kicked off with a Bound for Glory video package and went right into Border City Wrestling match, which featured some of the knockouts from Impact Wrestling, who's going to be in the upcoming Bound for Glory match. Allie and Rosemary teamed up to take on Sienna and BCW roster member KC Spinelli. So it was a tag matchup, heels and faces. And Allie ended up getting the pin on Sienna. I don't know if the math in Impact Wrestling is the same as WWE, where like if somebody stands tall at the end of the go home, the other person wins in the pay-per-view. I'm assuming it probably stays the same. But anyways, Allie got the pin on Sienna. I'm not sure. I kind of feel like Gail Kim's going to win that knockouts match, but I'll get to that in a little bit. It was a fun match, kind of slow. After that, we're back in the Impact Zone. Lashley and American Top Team come down. Dan Lambert just cuts a big promo talking about Lashley and how he's going to expose pro wrestling for the fraud that it is and destroy Impact Wrestling in the process. So he's got, wow, he's going overboard there. He wants Impact to be done with, and I mean that's rude, Dan Lambert. Anyways, I think it was a pretty effective promo. It was pretty cool. He had a lot of passion. I think Dan Lambert actually, I mean, I have no idea last week, all those championship belts that he was busting out with, I have no idea if those are actually his or if he just like got them on loan from Jeff Jarrett or something. But he's given this his all. Like, it's kind of cool, to be honest with you. Speaking of Lashley versus Moose for Bound for Glory, after that we went to Pro Wrestling Noah, where he was tagging with my new favorite wrestler, Okabayashi, who's this big, round hoss guy from Japan with no hair on his head, who was great. He was teaming up with Moose to take on Nakajima and Kitamita. I don't know any of these people. I don't really pay attention to Pro Wrestling Noah. This is a fun match, though. This was not a Moose heavy match. It was kind of obvious that Moose was kind of there for they're along for the ride. Sorry. This was definitely, I don't know who this Okabayashi guy is, but I think he's super over there because the people really seem to like him, and he got the pin really, really easily. There was a lot of cool sort of power moves, big hoss fight moves from him. That was a lot of fun. Next up, Eli Drake. We got an LAX segment where they're in the back playing dominoes or bones or whatever you call it, drinking their beer, and Eli Drake showed up, and Chris Adonis was with them, and they tried to make a peace offering. Chris Adonis had some freshly made guacamole and chips. Eli Drake was, I think, trying to talk in Spanish. I don't know. It was all very racist, but it was pretty funny. It was like an appropriate amount of Eli Drake sort of trying to get on common ground with LAX. And Conan not having any of it. It was pretty fun. I don't know. It was funny. Anyways, he essentially cut a deal with LAX, with Conan, saying, hey, look, you want to team up with me? LAX teams up with me against Johnny Mundo and OVE. I have a Johnny Mundo problem. You have an OVE problem. Let's try to help each other out here, which led to the main event. Conan said, okay, for one night only. I don't like you. We're not friends. But Eli Drake was really trying to be friendly with LAX, and they were, not having any of it, but it was pretty funny. Next up, we had an OVE video package. We had an X Division video package, and then we had like a 8-man match. It was just a big, like, battle royal type thing, and it wasn't a battle royal because it wasn't like over the top rope. It was just an 8-man match. I don't know what the adjective for that would be. Anyways, it was like the entire X Division. I assume this is like part of the match setup that that Low Key was supposed to be a part of, that he didn't want to be a part of. But it was a lot of fun. This match was great. They're going to have a really, really fun match at Bound for Glory for the X Division Championship. This was not for the X Division Championship, and in fact, Desmond Xavier, one of the standouts for the X Division, pinned my favorite Trevor Lee with sort of a Pele kick type thing. It was really fun. It was a really fun match. There was a lot of cool spots here. Garza Jr. was kind of a standout as well. This was really cool. Next up, we had a video package again for the company versus company match, AAA versus Impact, where who is it? Eddie Edwards, Ethan Carter, EC3, and James Storm are taking. I'm looking on the Wikipedia page right here. Are taking on El Hijo del Fantasma, Pagano, and Tejano. Then we show Gail Kim doling out hugs backstage because it's probably going to be her last Bound for Glory. Then there's a Knockouts video package. Then Gail Kim comes out, cuts a promo. Gail Kim, she's been around forever. Her promos put me to sleep, though, man. She's kind of boring. Next up, we had the main event. Kind of a thin episode. LAX and Eli Drake versus Johnny Mundo and OVE. I mean, it was a really fun match. It had one obvious goal, and that was the end, where Eli Drake and LAX sort of destroyed OVE and Johnny Mundo. I like that Eli Drake came down to the ring wearing a red bandana. That was funny. He attacked Johnny Mundo as Johnny Mundo came out for his entrance, and then he did the thing where he rolls down the ramp. I'll always mark out for that. That's funny. Whenever somebody rolls down a ramp, it's funny. Anyways, Mundo ended up getting the pin on Santana, but then Santana immediately kicked Johnny Mundo, which led to Eli Drake and Chris Adonis getting in there and just completely destroying Johnny Mundo. LAX ended up taking out OVE, and then we were left with Eli Drake hitting the gravy train on Johnny Mundo after him and Adonis had ripped the mat up from the ring and exposed like the wood underneath. And so he hit it on Mundo on the exposed wood. Yeah, I mean, it was a decent go home. It was just recap heavy. You know, it's no better than a WWE go home show. Anyways, here are my predictions for Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory. I really hope we get some new championship belts made, because not only are those Impact ones, the global championships, not applicable anymore, they're ugly. Oh, man. Okay, so Team Impact versus Team AAA, Eddie Edwards, EC3, and James Storm. This is the lock. This is absolutely going to Team Impact. We're not going to have Bound for Glory, an Impact show, and have Team Impact lose, especially when they're the faces here. That's not going to happen. This is the lock of the show. Impact's going over. Next up, we have Rosemary versus Taya Valkyrie in a red wedding match, which I'm assuming just has like blood. Okay, I think this is it's a first blood match. So I called this last time. Rosemary versus Taya Valkyrie, first blood match. I think Taya's going over. Rosemary's kind of hardcore. She can bleed, and she's gonna bleed, and I think she's gonna bleed first. I feel like this is a Taya Valkyrie match. She's gonna win. Abyss versus Grado. If Grado loses, his work visa will be terminated, and he must leave the U.S. I have a really hard time believing they're gonna book Grado to win against Abyss. But Grado is beloved by people. If they do their first set of tapings in Canada, that kind of makes this whole match moot. I think Abyss is going to go over here. I think Grado's probably gone. I don't know his contract status, but I get the feeling that he's going to be gone. I'd love for Grado to stick around. Yeah, I think Abyss is going to go over here. Let's see. Face. Heel. Moose and Stephan Bonner versus King Mo and Lashley. Moose and Stephan Bonner are going over here. I really feel like that is the case. It's a gimmick match. The faces have to go over, right? They're really pushing Moose, man. I love Moose. So yeah, Moose and Stephan Bonner go over there. Sienna versus Allie and Gail Kim. I'm sorry, Sienna versus Allie versus Gail Kim. I feel like Gail Kim's going to win here because they're going to be really sentimental about this thing. And I think Gail Kim is going into their Hall of Fame, although they haven't really mentioned anything more about that. I think they might have dropped that. I think Gail Kim's going over here. As much as I love Sienna, I want Sienna to win. I'm going to be pulling for Sienna. Gail Kim's going to win. OVE versus LAX in a 51-50 street fight. Whatever that is. OVE's going to go over. because Sami Callihan's going to debut with them and even things out. OVE goes over, which is good. I really, really like them. I think they're a really, really great step for Impact Wrestling. There's a lot of good names here, man. Next up, Trevor Lee versus Desmond Xavier versus Garza Jr. versus Matt Sydal versus Petey Williams versus Sanjay Dutt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In a 6-way match for the Impact X Division Championship. Oh, Andrew Everett and the other Trevor Lee guy, Caleb Conley, aren't in this match. That was a difference. Trevor Lee goes over. They need to be riding Trevor Lee big time. WWE needs to scoop him up for 205 Live. I would mark out so hard if that was the case. Freaking love Trevor Lee. And then I'm saying Trevor Lee's going to go over here. Although Desmond Xavier ended up standing strong, I'm going to say Trevor Lee's going to go over. And then finally, Eli Drake versus Johnny Impact, or Johnny Mundo. I'm going to say Eli Drake wins here. They need the champion to carry over into the new set of tapings. It'd be silly if Johnny Impact won, because I don't even know. I have no idea. See, I mean, my thing is this. I have no idea who's going to be around for the next set of tapings. I am assuming they'd sign Johnny Impact for a little bit longer than he's in there right now, but I don't think so. I'm going to say Eli Drake is going to win here. He needs to. I think Eli Drake just needs some longevity with the championship for him to be considered like a real legit champion. They book him pretty strong, though. Eli Drake wins. So I've got who? Eli Drake, Trevor Lee, Ohio versus Everything. That's going to be that. Ohio versus Everything and Gail Kim are the two big face wins. Oh, and Moose and Stephan Bonner. Those are the big face wins, and then those are offset by Abyss, Taya, and Eli Drake, and then Team Impact wins. So it's kind of evened out. Anyways, I might be completely wrong on all that stuff. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Give me your predictions, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.